Righteous Van Dyke. Baby, this year you're not called any baby a poor. Opinim no sending kete wabem puamu. So way is to bontini this year. I see you in a sebo fan baby. I'm a for bullets here for night. It's your Susani. And yes, you'll be a young nephew to Bunyamu. Number my do is to subret. Not sense you, never go fantan and a friend and see us inside. A son saying, "Ye fentina, my folk, and she of no." Yana, my first is to say, and then baby, and carbon see your beer. It's so a ever couple to want na so dress to want to muswe so want to let this come from. So yes, want to let this you. And see you know say bufa baby and I'm up for when see you for night. After no cat, what day in your summer? And your son don't come away in your summer. Yes, you don't know some said that but the because it just so I'm a Tobio and in theory I see more down west so no. We better be on an antium. We better be on a casemo. And no be so dobia, a be a on the Libyan. And Tiania Simodano, it will draw. Order your dopano, so the for the concession solo. That's the one say for the Cosiana, so she. And see, I know many, and there will be BD, and only penny I said, on no backgrow. I saw no kind, good day, Yasem, Yasem Shaman, another way, Yasem, Yasem Shan cream, Yasem, Yasem Shakra boy, Yasem, Yasem Shan to my gear, Yasem. Ya what's your don't want no best Sam said Okono or the because he just so I'm a be a Tobio and it's serious him a bit of West no Adway so what this
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Thank you. I hope I'm audible tonight. Welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio. We have a lot to do here tonight. It's a wonderful show. We'll do our best here this evening. Thank you very much for tuning into LIBERIA Public Radio, where I believe our audio is so delayed, it's unbelievable. But we will do our best yet again tonight. I'm not too sure. But anyway, we'll continue to go on. Thank you. Safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again for bringing us back together. Lord, we ask you to continue to bless us. We thank you for your mercy. We ask you to provide the mercy to all of us. Lord Jesus, only you that can provide that kinds of mercy for people like me and any other person. My Lord, can you imagine if that mercy and grace power is in somebody else's hand other than you? I think we would have all been in different places. But my Lord, you're the only one that can look into me and say, you too, Samson, I accept you. That can look to anybody and say, you too, I accept you. All we ask is for them to accept you as their Christ and their Savior. My Lord, only through you that everything is possible. And because of that, tonight again, we ask you to bless the country of the Republic of Liberia. Bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. And bless the United States of America, the host country. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's go. Thank you, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. So we'll be here tonight again having some conversation with you guys. And so quite recently, in fact, today the president gave a speech at the UN. But as usual, I tend to do little research. So when the president back in 2018, he came up here and did his first one. I have all of that. I have the entire thing. In fact, that time he spoke for 13 minutes, 41 seconds. This time around, he spoke for 18 minutes and 30 some more seconds. Very interesting. And I will just show you 6 video of that here to show you when he first got in the first time and now what he's doing. I think the president have gotten comfortable in his position. And I think the president have gotten wiser in his position, which is something that is okay. But what I want to say on this here tonight is that this is not about opposition or how they call it, imposition. That's not what this is. This is the president of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected to represent us. And so when he comes to this war stage and has done such a wonderful job, as far as I'm concerned, I think I would say so. I might not agree with him on many policy issues, but that doesn't mean that I should stand by and just say whatever if he has done something good, that I should just sit down and say nothing. That's not what we do here. That's not what I'm going to be doing tonight either. So again, let me go on. I want to thank all of you again. I think the president is he was in, but this is what it is. You think the war stage going to frighten this young man? This is the guy that used to play football. And you think having few hundred people in the audience will frighten him? If you were to gain guitar, he would demonstrate. You think he's scared of people? You saw the way he was speaking. Eyeball to eyeball, kolo. So, but when he came the first time, it was a different tune then. And this is what these leaderships and position would do to you. As Barack Obama said correctly about the U.S. president, he said you go in with black hair, you come out with gray hair. And I'm just paraphrasing it. And this is the same thing. It doesn't matter what I've been like, bro, even in total. Once you get into a leadership position, your entire process, the way you approach people changes. Ask Jerome Dennis, J.J. Dennis, president of Boston District Association. Ask him. He will tell you. So once you get in his position, because here's the thing that I believe is happening. The position is way up here, where when you get there, you see the entire process, the entire thing. But when you're down there, you want to see your eye level. You're not up there, so you see your eye level, or you see all the other things, but you don't see that. Where when you get there, you have now the opportunity and the responsibility to fix the ugly thing. And these are things that don't let you go to sleep at night. These are things that get you awake at night. These are things that get people calling you, phone call here and there. In 3 years, you grow gray hair. But I tell you what, oh, you come to me, I'll get you jumbo. You come to me, Dr. WEAH, if you grow gray hair, come to me, I'll get you jumbo. I'll get you jumbo to put jumbo here. What kind of business that? That president business will grow gray hair for? That jumbo, I will take care of me. I'm big here. I'm going to come get gray hair. That jumbo. I was telling Barack Obama the other day, myself, I said, hey, Barack, well, you come to me, I'll get you jumbo. Jumbo will shake you up. But that's it. Jumbo will do it for you. Jomo will do it for you. So when the president, on a very serious note, when the president got in his position, he started seeing things. You know, the first few weeks when they were in it, remember when one of the football field was sinking? That time he see a lot of things here. Then you that way, then they putting your finger on their mouth, shoo, telling people that time they ain't seen plenty yet. Samuel Twa on the football field. That George WEAH, all their tired son. That time they ain't seen nothing yet. They playing open for them yet. After 3 weeks when they got in, that thing we inside here. Look up there. First thing they say, they barely no money for us. You remember that? That's what leadership does. When you are not in there, you think it's all gravy. When you're not in it, when you're not at that top, because once you get to the top, you see the bad, the good, and the ugly. And then you, with your intention of trying to fix things, then it's difficult to sleep. Why do you think the president from time to time will go to the studio and sing? You think because he probably don't want to sing? But that's how he relieves himself. I believe. That's how he relieves himself of all of the stress. That position, the president position, that's what you, the stressful position, especially Liberia. Thomas Collins, former president of Graduate Association, when I asked him one time, who are the most difficult group to deal with, to lead? The one that are crown people. It's the same thing, not just crown people. But any group of people, especially Liberia, where every Liberian believes they are lawyers. The little ones that go to school, elementary school, they want to go in the street to protest. LU, that's supposed to produce people to help to fix the country, every day they're in the street, want to protest. That's their right. But I'm just giving you ideas on what people have to deal with. Then on top of that, you have sedition, who on the other hand are still in a battlefield mode. They refuse to get out of it so they will help the president to move things ahead. The everyday Sao, away to Amanda, away to Amanda. They got the power now. They still say power to the people. They're the people they got the power. Who they giving power to now? Away to Amanda. Who they giving power to? So when the president look at all of those things, it's very, 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 and Liberia is a challenged place. There's no question asked. But I'm going to be showing you here tonight why the speech itself has grown in maturity. The president has matured big time. I mean, you will see the difference here tonight. When he came, I'm not going to play the one when you are marching to the podium. The first time, 2008, you think you are going to football field. But this time around, when you are marching, responsible. And I love that. I love that. I love that. I thought it was wonderful. It was wonderful, folks. So I love that. I love that. But What I want you to watch here tonight, I'm going to be playing side by side. It's just for you to look at the future of the man when he came in and look at him now. And the same podium or the podium has not changed. And listen to the word. I mean, just the sound and the tone of the voice. He's not talking like bluffable boy anymore. This is serious. And you'll say you want to be president? This is serious business. Serious business. Serious business. Serious business. So let me go now. Let me go on and play the first video. The first video here. This one part, it didn't stand a test. I just play it because this was not even, I don't know why he mentioned this. I don't know why the president, that was this today. I don't know why he mentioned this, but I'm going to play it anyway. And I'm not playing it because of what he's saying here. I'm playing it so you will hear the tone, because I'll play the other one as well. This one, he's talking about how they are fighting corruption. Yeah. The chief of staff just got sanctioned. So that was not even a place to put it. But I'll play it anyway. I'll play it.
Effort at instituting new policy measures to fight grabs were also particularly commended in the report, along with our adherence to prudent fiscal management.
So you saw the president there. At the end of the speech, he lifts his head and look up. Maturity. If you don't believe it, let's look at this other clip. Look at this other clip. And this one was from 2018. Listen to the tone. In fact, let me play the other video again. I want you to listen to the summer reality in his tone. In his tone. In his tone. Reality as a leader. And then I will play the other one. I just want you to listen to the tone. I mean, just try to compare. We're not going to analyze the speech right now. I got plenty of it. Not going to be done. I got plenty of time. But I just want you to listen to the tone and the temper of the speech itself. The words that you will see here. Listen to this one. This one from today. This one from today. He's talking about the corruption business. But listen to his voice and just watch his body language, folks. You will truly enjoy it. Let me play again.
Our effort at instituting new policy measures to fight grabs were also particularly commended in the report, along with our adherence to prudent fiscal management.
Okay. Now, let's go back 2018. It's a very short clip, but I just want you saw when the president at the end there, he looks up to finish his statement. It's very interesting how we sit here and criticize. Oh, man, not doing that. You think a small thing? You're going to ask Costa. He's not even president, but just to be the current leader, you're going to ask him. The kind of pressure these people are under. You know, smarty, you're sitting here, we all sit here and run our yeah. You think that's smarty the children going through? Man, I beg you. Now watch this one. This is from 2018 when the president just got the position and the speech was fiery, the tone and the everything. Watch and see. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio.
Late last year, Liberians participated in presidential and legislative elections, the result of which represented a major shift in the underlying fundamentals of the Liberian political dynamics. In an orderly, lawful, and a peaceful manner, Liberians voted in overwhelming numbers for a change for hope. This was the first time in 73 years that Liberians enjoy a peaceful transfer of power from one democratically elected government to another.
Did you guys, were you able to detect the tone? This 2018 tone was higher. I mean, the pitch was high. Today, the pitch is not there. It's very, very diplomatic, very, very stubborn, very, very realistic, because he knows what is happening here. He has gone to the mountain top, as Martin Luther King would say, and he has seen the bad, the ugly, and the good. So the president he's a responsible person, and he's thinking, how do I fix? You think people can sleep? Your team, the people can sleep? Why you think he has a piano in his house? For him to relieve some of the pressure, I believe. And you can say whatever you want to say. That's your opinion. But I believe. Okay. Now, let me show you another one. Today, the president, I will come back and play and then I will try to analyze the speech as I will be playing then, and we'll analyze exactly what he's saying. But I want you to listen and compare the two of them in terms of not even style. I'm not even talking about style right now. I'm not talking about grammar or none. I just want you to hear the tone, the difference in the tone and the difference presentation. That's what I want you to pay attention to. And because I want you to understand that these people, to be in these kinds of positions, they're not small thing. Even village president, they're not small thing. They're not small thing. People's lives depend on you. People to eat depend on you. Then Samson told you, tell you everybody every day, hey, the man got nothing, man. Oh, the man told you think that small thing each people go through? Man, watch this one. Okay. I just show you, right? Let me show you this one here. This is today. Let me play 2018 again. So immediately say
ladies and gentlemen. Late last year, Liberians participated in presidential and legislative elections, the result of which represented a major shift in the underlying fundamentals of the Liberian political dynamics. In an orderly, lawful, and a peaceful manner, Liberians voted in overwhelming numbers for a change for hope. This was the first time in 73 years that Liberians enjoy a peaceful transfer of power from one democratically elected government to another.
Okay, let's go immediately to today. Today. You heard that. You heard that. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, democracy in Liberia also continued to grow from strength to strength. After many years of civil upheaval, Liberia is becoming a stronghold for peace and a safe haven for democracy. This is because we have taken actions in the last few years to build and strengthen democratic institutions such as the press and the Liberian judiciary. We have put forward new legislation that empower the media while eradicating those that have tended to suppress free speech. I am proud to say that from the beginning of my administration to date, there is no political prisoner in Liberia.
Okay, let me go back to 2018. 2018, his movement, his hair movement, his body movement was pronounced. And then today, it's not like he couldn't move anymore, but he looks tired. Not because of being fatigued, no, but the weight of this job. The weight of this job is tremendous. I mean, it's not anything to play around. But people don't understand this. And when you are not on top there, you only see your eye level down here. But as you go up, your eye level changes. And when you get on top, you start looking down and see exactly what things are. You will be surprised. Let me play 2018. You can watch the hair movement, watch his body language, and then I'll come back to this and we'll move on to the next one. Samson told LeBron Paparedo.
President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, late last year, Liberians participated in presidential and legislative elections, the result of which represented a major shift in the underlying fundamentals of the Liberian political dynamics. In an orderly, lawful, and a peaceful manner, Liberians voted in overwhelming numbers for a change for hope. This was the first time in 73 years that Liberians enjoy a peaceful transfer of power from one democratically elected government to another.
So you see where I'm going with this. I hope many of you that are watching will recognize what I'm saying here tonight. Let me go on. I got 3 more to do. Okay. Let's go back to now. Let's go to I believe this is today. In fact, if you watch, I want you to watch the suit. Ah, my goodness, Samson told you something else. I want you to watch the dressing style when he came. Excuse me, folks. My people, sorry, my daughter. I can't. I mean, she outside there, I in here, and I hear phone call. I want to say, I'm not answering my daughter. I know what happened to her. I beg you, please forgive me. That my baby. We all do. I do the thing here, I love here, but these are my life. My children are my life. Anything happen, God forbid. I love her. Jesus Christ is the Savior. But anyway, let me get back to the show. So, I want you to see this. What I want you to look at the 2018, the dress, propo agenda, propo dress. Today, consume. You see what I'm saying? This is not just CDC Liberia. This is Liberia. He's representing all of us. So he didn't come here today. He's grown into this. He has evolved a lot. If this president was somebody who would be taken to the mic every 5, 6, 4, 5 days, or even every week, or even every month, you will understand how much he has evolved over the years. And folks, I'm not here trying to pray. I'm not one of those praise singers, you know that. So please spare me that. But I just want you to see this. Okay, today, let's watch this one here. Okay, let's watch.
We conclude that the pendulum swung in the direction of useful leadership, and the paradigm has shifted in favor of change and transformation.
Okay, we got stuck there, but let's look at today. Let's look at today, then we'll go back to that.
Election will be crucial to consolidating our democracy. In this regard, I wish to underscore my government's unwavering commitment to ensuring that an enabling environment continues to exist for the conduct of peaceful, free, fair, transparent, and inclusive elections. This is in keeping with my commitment to ensure that the democratic will of the Liberian people is respected.
Okay, since I want you to just look, you see the suit? Now let's go back to 2018, my people. First of all, I want you to recognize the mic position has not changed. The mic situation has not changed. The volume remains the same. Nothing has changed. The only thing that have changed is the tone from the president from 2018 to today. Let's watch 2018. Watch the dress style as well.
Therefore, intend to initiate a series of national peace dialogue throughout Liberia. We must restart those difficult conversations at the local level and include our youth, so that they and we do not repeat the costly mistake of the past. It is clear to me that these frank exchanges are an essential step in bringing lasting healing, reconciliation, and unity to our people. Our agenda is not one of division, but rather it is an agenda that intends to provide an enabling environment for the united and reconciled people to be able to benefit and prosper from the economic dividends of peace.
The president was speaking pretty much with his hair. You know, you're moving your hair. Now watch it. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Let's count how many times the president moved his hair today when he was speaking. Then we'll go back to 2018 and try to count how many times he moved his hair. These are about the same time, because this is what I did. I went in painstakingly. I went in and capped and clipped at the same time, even though different speeches, but I give the same time, so at least I don't miss anything. Let's watch it, and it helped me count the movement of the president. Like I said, we'll come back later and try to analyze the speech itself for today, and then we'll go back and analyze the other one too. But let's watch the movement of the hair.
At all times.
1, 2,
in the run-up
3,
to the 2023 elections,
4, 5.
It is incumbent upon all
8,
prospective candidates
9,
to avoid the incitement of violence
11,
and any other behavior that could deprive
12,
the Liberian people
13,
of the peaceful space that they need to freely exercise
14,
their franchise
15,
and freely express their political will
16,
in choosing their leaders.
17,
We must let the people decide,
18,
and then we must respect their decision.
19, 20,
This is
21,
indeed the true essence
22,
of democracy.
22. Let's go. Mike, 2018, 22 hair movement.
People across the country
1,
still bear the scars of conflict.
2, 3,
We therefore intend to initiate a
4,
series of national
5,
peace dialogue
6,
throughout Liberia.
7, 8,
We must restart those
9,
difficult conversations
10,
at the local level
11,
and include our youth,
12,
so that they and
13,
we do not repeat the
14,
costly mistake
15,
of the past.
16,
It is clear to
17,
me that these frank exchanges
18,
are an essential
19,
step in bringing lasting
20,
healing,
21,
reconciliation,
22,
and unity to our people.
23, 24,
Our agenda is
25,
not one of division,
26,
but rather it is an
27,
agenda that intends to provide
28,
an enabling
29,
environment for the united
30,
and reconciled people to
31,
be able to
32,
benefit and prosper from
33,
the economic dividends
34,
of peace.
35. 20 compared to 35. Same space though. But the reason I'm doing all of this is not to poke fun. Far from it. Far from it. The reason I'm doing this is for you to understand how this job, if you're not quite prepared, it will beat you up. It will beat you up. It doesn't matter what I'm like, you're a presidency or here in the United States, the presidency here. If you're not quite prepared, it will beat you up. And the president over the years is demonstrating here. And that's why when you see him go out to go play football, oh, the president always plays. No, don't. But for me, I don't even make no comment. Because this is how he tend to clear his mind, try to lessen the burden of being the president of the Republic of Liberia. So let's go to, I think I got, how many more do I have here? Let me see. Okay, one more here. No, that's what I want. That's what I want. But anyway, folks, that's that. That's that. I just want you to see. Now let's go and analyze the speeches now, 2018 and today. I know this is not his last one. Maybe next year will be the last one, and then we'll try to do this. But I want you to see the first one I'm going to play as I now analyzing now. We're not doing the other one is done. I'm analyzing now. First of all, the first one I'm going to be playing here, President should not have even mentioned that in this speech. They just sanctioned three of your main outfitter, and then you're going to come and mention that you're doing good with managing corruption. We're not stupid here, Mr. President, and this is not something that you should even mention. While I appreciate you today, this is not one of those areas. Let me play that. Listen to this.
Our effort at instituting new policy measures to fight grabs were also particularly commended in the report, along with our adherence to prudent fiscal management.
No, this effort is failing. It's failing us big time. Now, the second one that I'm going to be playing here is what the president is going to tell us in 2018. Let's listen to that, and then we'll ask questions. We will ask of course, he's not here to answer, but we'll still ask the question. Let's listen to this 2018. When he came in, just like they did with the pro agenda, with the blueprint of how they're going to manage the country, you also decide to lay it out here at the UN to say, yo, watch, these are the things we're going to do to bring people together. Now, are the people of Liberia together today than they were when he took office? I'm not a judge of that. Liberian people will be the judge of that. But I just want to play it so you can hear what he's saying. This is 2018. Let's listen, and then we can come back and say, okay, what happened from that time to this point? What are we now, Mr. President?
President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, late last year, Liberians participated in presidential and legislative elections, the result of which represented a major shift in the underlying fundamentals of the Liberian political dynamics. In an orderly, lawful, and a peaceful manner, Liberians voted in overwhelming numbers for a change for hope. This was the first time in 73 years that Liberians enjoy a peaceful transfer of power from one democratically elected government to another.
True. I was there during the inaugural speech. I was right there in Monrovia. I watched the president, listened to him. I was moved as well, which is true. The first time in history we had president sitting, outgoing president turning over to the incoming president. Even here in the United States, petty county and section organization, just to turn over that problem. Just to turn over here in the United States, the Liberian organization, the Liberian section and county organization, just to turn over that problem. What the people, I'm gonna people here, I was saying other people, they start judging. Some people go to court. But that 2018, we saw that, which we all appreciate. No question asked. But the question now is that I have on this particular speech here. What happened now? Where are we, Mr. President? Where are we? Liberians voted for change and hope. True. Are they getting the change and hope, Mr. President? Can you truly, if you were to remove yourself and become a spectator in this political arena right now, will you say that Liberians are getting the change and hope that they voted for? That's not me to say. I'm just asking. You know, these kinds of stuff, I try to stay away from answering those questions. Because at this point, It's a very serious business. Having watched the president who has evolved so many in many years, he had evolved. And you saw the difference here today. So it's not me to say what our Liberians are enjoying, what the president said they're changing, they're voting for change and hope. It's Liberian to say. If they say so, if they say yes, so be it. Let me go on to the next one. Let me go to the next one. Now let's see today. Let's see what the president said today on other matters. Let's see.
President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, democracy in Liberia also continues to grow from strength to strength. After many years of civil upheaval, Liberia is becoming a stronghold for peace and a safe haven for democracy. This is because we have taken actions in the last few years to build and strengthen democratic institutions such as the press and the Liberian judiciary. We have put forward new legislation that empower the media while eradicating those that have tended to suppress free speech. I am proud to say that from the beginning of my administration to date, there is no political prisoner in Liberia.
Thank you, Mr. President. I agree with that last statement, and we appreciate that because many other African countries, political prisoners are still, in fact, just quite recently in Sierra Leone, one of the opposition were killed. They say he was resisting police arrest. We don't have that kind of situation in Liberia, so we appreciate it. But Mr. President, what I have to ask you, sir, is this. It's this. Yeah, press freedom. Costa radio station was closed and the equipment has yet to be returned. And this is something he also were doing the job as a pressman. Whether we agree with him or not, but he's giving out information. And there are other radio stations in Liberia. I call it the handman, whatever the name is, still yet to be open. We saw another radio station guy, I believe, I'm not too sure if his death was the result of his engagement with the EPS or PPS, whatever they call them. But those things are reported in the State Department report on Liberia, yearly report on Liberia. Now, while there is still press freedom under your leadership, we appreciate it, but there are some people that are taking advantage of you not saying things, of you not looking, and they try to take advantage of those things. So I do agree with you, there's no political prisoner. On this one, Mr. President, I believe you got an A-. I say so. Let me go on to the next one. Back in 2018, let's listen to the president on this one. We're asking questions.
At the end of the long campaign, when the results were announced after the runoff, it became clear that the pendulums swung in the directions of useful leadership, and the paradigm has shifted in favor of change and transformation.
Any question on that? No. Yeah, truly. But we did now continue with that pendulum swinging that way. This coming election, Mr. President, are they still going to continue with that kind of mandate? Are the Liberians having gone through whatever it is that they're going through, whether they're enjoying themselves or not? But do you believe, Mr. President, that this coming election, that they would then make that same decision? It's up to the Liberian people. But I just want you to, these are kind of questions perhaps, I hope that you would take yourself, remove yourself, if it's possible. In other words, honestly, ask yourself these questions and answer if you can. But other than that, I agree with you. Liberians overwhelmingly voted for you because they want to change. and the pendulum truly swing the way from the old people to the young people. We agree. We the old people, we out. There's no question asked. But your young people, you're enjoying yourself now the way you want to head. That's up to you. Let's go back again, 2018. Let's listen to the president. We'll continue to ask questions here tonight. Let's listen again.
People across the country still bear the scars of conflict. We therefore intend to initiate a series of national peace dialogue. Throughout Liberia, we must restart those difficult conversations at the local level and include our youth, so that they and we do not repeat the costly mistake of the past. It is clear to me that these frank exchanges are an essential step in bringing lasting healing, reconciliation, and unity to our people. Our agenda is not one of division, but rather it is an agenda that intends to provide an enabling environment for the united and reconciled people to be able to benefit and prosper from the economic dividends of peace.
Mr. President, on this one, I think we have yet to truly benefit from the reconciled position that you stated. To be honest with you, quite recently you left from Monrovia, went to Nima, and you decided to attend Prince Johnson birthday party, Mr. President. When you were here the last time you left from here, people asked you about the war crime code, Mr. President. You said something quite different than what you stated during the campaign, Mr. President. Are we truly benefiting from your initiative of trying to reconcile? And I know you have the power, and I know you have the ability, and I know you truly really want to reconcile the people of Liberia. I know that because some of us heard about you and read about you going from camp to camp during the war. When people were destroying, you were trying to build it. So I believe truly that you want to see the people reconcile. But Mr. President, after 4 or 5 years, do you truly believe that the people have reconciled? The land issue in Liberia is still there. The youth of Liberia that you spoke about earlier, Mr. President, they are nowhere to be found on this table. On this table of negotiation, on this table where our brothers and sisters should come. You got people, not you specifically, because I will say that. I will continue to say that. I will continue to say that until otherwise someone can prove me wrong. That the people who you dedicated giving these kinds of positions to be able to fight for the poor people, they are not fighting for anybody except for themselves. And we just saw the demonstration here with the 3 sanctioned former officials of the government. So, Mr. President, the idea that you say that you people want to reconcile our brothers and sisters, for you, yes. But those who, and you're not going to be all over. You're just one person. And because of that, you have hired people to do this job. But they're not doing it. They are spewing venoms of hate all over the country. They go around. If you're not sedition, they want you out of those offices. I was there. I saw that. If you're not sedition, they remember if whatever say no, they're not CDC country. This is the Republic of Liberia. They don't say Republic of CDC. But you got people who will take money just so that they will give people, other people who are not sedition, give them job. You go to many of the ministries. You got sedition everywhere that are unable to produce. Mr. President, what happened to other Liberians who are qualified to do these jobs? But because their political affiliation is barred them from participating fully in this your table of negotiation and reconciling Liberians. Mr. President, 5 years on, we're yet You go to many of the government offices and you count the government officials. Those who are not sedition, they stand no good chance, even if they keep them. Trying to divide paper, stationery, they get the last. Mr. President, this is what is happening in the country. If you are not sedition, you're not going to get government job. Forget government job. What's about a company that are not, that the heads of the company are deemed not to be sedition, and therefore the contracts are not coming their way? Only those who seem to be sedition or CDC sympathizer will be given those opportunities. Mr. President, I don't believe that we are fully reconciled. I appreciate that. The fact that you will come 2018 and lay it out. And when you lay it out, I believe it was some of your policy. But those who were charged to carry out those policies have failed you miserably. Failed you miserably. And for me to sit here tonight to say I blame you, then it's unfair and it's not something that I'm willing to do. And people will criticize me for it. Well, the buck stopped with the president. I agree. But the president let us also, let's try, I'll be real. Let's try to see some realism on this thing here. The president is the president of the Republic of Liberia. He set policy, put policy, set the policy, and those who are charged to implement those policies are those who will continue to fail the president. And here's the problem. The president is not one who goes around firing people. If McGill and two other gentlemen have not resigned, they are still going to be on suspension. President don't go around firing people. The only time he fires people are people who become so belligerent in their approach. And he's not that type of person. Then those people, you try to cut ties with them completely. And so, Mr. President, this particular one here, see, because when we're not getting anything, and the reason why I'm not giving you D on this, because nobody's getting hurt. Okay, and if let me qualify that, because we saw a lot of death, but the death as the suspicion level is still high. And for me, nothing has been resolved. But I'm not going to tie it around as a policy. The death of those people is not something that I will consider to be the policy of the government. But in terms of reconcile, because you came here and pronounce it and announce it to the entire world, and yet still, we're not fighting, but the reconciliation process is yet to be fully implemented. And as a result, I give you C, not a D. Let's go to today. And I believe that will be the last one. Then we're going to come back here and jump on the other side. Samson to LIBERIA.
The forthcoming election will be crucial to consolidating our democracy. In this regard, I wish to underscore my government's unwavering commitment to ensuring that an enabling environment continues to exist for the conduct of peaceful, free, fair, transparent, and inclusive elections. This is in keeping with my commitment to ensure that the democratic will of the Liberian people is respected at all times. In the run-up to the 2023 elections, it is incumbent upon all prospective candidates to avoid the incitement of violence and any other behavior that could deprive the Liberian people of the peaceful space that they need to freely exercise their franchise and freely express their political will in choosing their leaders. We must let the people decide, and then we must respect their decision. This is indeed the true essence of democracy.
Good. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very, 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 very much for announcing this again. And we hope that these pronouncements will be carried out fully in Liberia. I do agree with you, Mr. President, that many of you who are seeking to take leadership in Liberia should not be the one to instigate any kinds of unsafe behavior towards the electors in Liberia. But Mr. President, though, we saw the university student that were attacked, and one of the young men was brutally attacked, brought so many bad memories to many, many Liberians. And for a very long time, more than 2-3 days, nothing came from the executive mansion until the international community started condemning it. So what happened? Okay, you have agreed, and these, I'm not too sure what is happening right now, but they have been booked, and hopefully the law will take its course, because we are a law country, so we respect the rule and the law. Mr. President, this is upcoming election. Are you willing to talk to people like Lord Mayor Jefferson Kochi, who has stated on many occasions that he will meet people out there with their blood? Election is coming. Mr. President, what exactly you and your group are doing to make sure that the election will be safe for our brothers and sisters? I agree with you that many of the participants must do all they can in their power that the election process itself is safe and conducive for our people, so that they can fully demonstrate once again to the world that they have the ability to choose whoever they want. But Mr. President, this cannot be done on any platform or anywhere else if there's a threat of violence. But thank you for bringing that to the attention of the world. And I hope the international community that are involved in Liberia and are also in contact or in connection with the opposition, that they're also going to be warned very strongly, very strongly. The debacle we saw 2-3 days ago, a week ago, about Grand Judah, those kinds of behavior must stop. You cannot love somebody more than the person love themselves. You cannot put the Liberian people's lives in danger because of an individual. That is unacceptable. Especially the young Liberians. Many of you have educated. Many of you are sophisticated. And so if you decide to take this route, the violent route, it will be very difficult to resolve, because you are sophisticated. And you will find a sophisticated means to destroy the country if that's what you want. And nobody can stop it. Because before, during the war, not many of you have the kinds of opportunity you have now to be educated and be sophisticated in whatever it is you're doing. And so because of that mindset that you have developed, if that mindset goes on the wrong side of societal ill, we're done. You, right now, you're like this. You go this way, you're crazy. You come this way, you're genius. And so you're right in the middle. You're going to have to decide. The future of the country is in your hands. Alexander Cummings, Ambassador Bakai, Dr. WEAH are all individuals. Councillor Gonglo are all individuals that are trying to dissuade you from going the other way, persuade you to come to their way. They will do all they can to explain to you how good they are. I'm not telling you who and where to go, far from it. But you cannot, because of your love of an individual, that you decided to put the lives and the future of your fellow Liberians, young Liberians, on the line. It's unacceptable, and it must not happen. You, the young people, the few of you that are educated, the few of you that are sophisticated, guide the other young people in the direction of peace so that you will enjoy Liberia tomorrow. Liberia is not going to remain like this. It's going to go forward. Which way we go is up to you, and it's in your hands. Remember, 1989, when the people started, they were not looking for old people to fight for them. They were taking the young people to fight for them, because the young were people that they can talk to easily and convince them. But I hope that the war had taught you a lesson. Many of you did not have the opportunity to grow up in Monrovia. I did. I grew up in Monrovia with all of the filth, with all of the dirt, with all of the wickedness in Monrovia those days. I used to enjoy myself. EJ Raw. Go look at EJ Raw building right now. Look at Monrovia. Can you say now freely, go to sleep tonight in Monrovia and open your window? Look at how you live in Monrovia. It's like a prison compound. Everybody has rebars on their windows. They're living behind the fence. Those days, only a few people have fence wall in Congotan area. And that's Tubman House area. But many of the places, some of the places like Congotan where I used to stay, you open your window wide. The person can't steal, they won't steal your tape recorder. They're not doing nothing else. Not anymore. They look at you, you look dressed nice looking, to shoot you because they think you got money. They don't even fight anymore. Those days, I'll give you an example. There was a guy at the Ministry of Education. I worked at the Ministry of Education as a cadet. So the guy decided he was going to fight me in the ministry and jumped me. And my mom came out and said, "Don't fight here. This is not a fighting place." So I said, "Okay." But I knew where he would go to school. I knew exactly he go to school at night at BTC, where all my brothers, biological brothers, where they live. So that evening I went home, changed my clothes, put on my shopping. My girlfriend I said, "I'm going to fight." God knew where he was going. So I went there. And when I got there, other people from Conjunction were other friends of mine let's go, we're going to see. So we got there. And I told him, "Man, you're not going to go to school. We'll fight." I didn't carry knives. I didn't carry a gun. We're going to throw BT. That's it. And we did. And the liberal progressive is still here. No, but they kind of think about it. It was just, I'm just bringing this up. They don't do that anymore. If there's any confusion, people looking for knives, cutlasses to chop people up. In as much as I flogged that guy that day, he didn't go back into go get gun or anything. The next day he came to the office, his face was looking different. He went by doing his work. Stay away from him, but he was doing his work. You can't do that anymore. Is that the kind of Liberia you want to have? So if we have people like Dr. Weah, who is leading us, I don't agree with him in terms of policy. Many of the policies he has, I don't agree with it. And make it worse, those who are implementing those policies, they don't even implement that anyway. So they make it worse. But the point here tonight is that you must not and you should not allow people to use you. You see what's going on now? They were using the little that are young Liberians that are educated, LU graduate, sophisticated. They were using them, the politicians. They take money. Now they're not giving your guns now. They're taking their money and get your money to go and make up stories about other politicians so that they will look bad in the eyes of the voters. You write things that are not truth because you have the ability to write and write eloquently on Facebook. Things that would not, normally would not pass a smell test. And if anybody challenge you, you say when the people are doing it 12 years ago, what you say? You see the sophistication level you guys are on? They're going to graduate from that, the politician. And you, the young Liberian, sophisticated Liberian, educated young Liberian, you're going to have to set the line to say, this, I'm not willing to go beyond that. The video that went around the other day, I don't believe any of these politicians were even aware of who wrote that stuff. Most likely somebody did it in the name of whoever politician they were trying to support. We see it here in this United States. We have different platforms that tend to support different candidates. But instead of trying to deal with the opposition or the person that they don't like or they're not supporting, deal with that person based on policy, they don't do that. They go into the person, divorce his story. They go into the person's personal life. What that have to do with what we're talking about? Instead of you to talk about whether the person is corrupt, whether the person have a tendency to be corrupt. That's a fair game. But what the person mom got to do with it? What the person mother have to do with it? What their mom have to do with it? But we Liberians have become so numb to Marcus. Even the lady themselves are not involved. And if you're not careful, young Liberians, this thing going to graduate from this position to another one, higher level. It just take up. You saw that young man from LU that they attacked the other day. There were a few people that were saying, no, put your pants back on. Let him make one. And then other people said, no, let's just beat him. The people said, no. They were fighting among themselves because they were not prepared how to handle the adverse behavior of other people among them. Are you prepared this time around? Are you prepared to go and demonstrate? When people start breaking people's houses, start breaking into store, are you prepared to say, no, this is not what I signed up for? And let me just tell you this, young Liberian. You go on Google Earth right now. You can do street driving in Liberia right now. I can stay right here in Sacramento and I see the street of Monrovia and drive through them. Street view, the one you do here in the United States, you can do it in Liberia now. The developmental agenda of the world is not waiting for you. And it's not going to wait for you. These people that are supposed to be your friends, who talk to you as a young man, give us his position, and we'll do what is best for you. They come in, you give them the trust. They start stealing the money instead of investing in you. They're not doing it. They're investing in themselves and their family. Many of these people that are in position, that are getting these kinds of money, what do? They take the money and take their kids outside of Liberia and put them somewhere in foreign land and educate them. These children will come back. All of you guys are about the same age now. But when you get to certain age, you have your own children, they will come back and they will lead you once again. Just like their parent is leading you now. They will lead you and lead your children, because you're not making decision for you and your sibling, for you and your offspring, for you and your relatives. You are making decision that is not in the interest of the entire population. The politician, what do they do most? They go out in reaching best news to themselves, but because they want your vote, they come and give money so that you will vote for them. They don't come and sell ideas to you. Those politicians that will sell ideas to you, you don't even want to listen to them because they're wasting your time. And these politicians, you young people specifically, you have this mentality, it seems to me, what I consider to be instant gratification, just like alcohol or something else. You want the high right now. What that high going to leave? It put you here and it bring you down. And in the middle, when you're coming down, nothing, no safety net. This is what we're trying to tell you, young people. The safety net is your voting cards. Vote wisely for your future. Vote wisely for the future of your next door neighbor. Here's what you need to know. Many of us that have the opportunity that God has blessed, I would say, to come to this foreign land and have kids on this side. Here's the interesting thing. We're still connected to you. Because when we left, many of you were still young. You're our uncle's kids. You're my brother's daughter. You're my brother's son. You're my own son I left behind. I'm still connected. And my uncle is there. I'm still connected. My mom's sister is there. I'm still connected. But my kids are not connected. And so when I leave, you think I'm working right now, but you think if I retire and start getting my retirement money, my social security, the $500-$600, I will want to share with you, able, then why we eat? When I share my $500-$600 with you, why we eat? And I will go to my son and say, oh, it's okay, Dad, I will. And if he doesn't, why not? Because he's not connected. He doesn't feel obligation. He's not obliged to give you anything. And you're not preparing yourself for the future. You're following individuals instead of making the individual to understand that my vote is my future. I will give it to you. I will give it to you, but with condition. If you do that 1 or 2 times, these people will respect you. It's very interesting, because our brothers and sisters, and I stayed right here in California, right here in Sacramento, and I was involved in the past 2020 election, and I saw everything. I used to be on the radio every day right here on Central. There was a guy that told me live on the radio that Samson told stay in LIBERIA, America, and the man, I don't even cry me again. Me? From total time, I'm crying me again because I'm trying to tell you what I believe. You don't have to accept it. But you try to exercise me. You try to put me aside that I'm not crying man anymore. We heard that before. But to many of you young people, the young people, this is very, very serious. This coming election, and you follow Marcus, he will lead there. Think about it on a very serious note. Think about it. Those of you that went to LU or other university, I went home first time I went home for a very long time. A friend of mine called me to impact, to have some sort of a teaching for the young engineers that were doing design and stuff like that. So when I went home, first thing, I was there for 2 months. The first 2 weeks, I took time to explain to them the design procedure. international design procedures set specifically for designers. And I went through that. And you kids really appreciate that. Yeah, they can do design, but for many of them, college graduates didn't understand that this thing has reason. For example, if you're covering a pipe on a roadway, you can't get anything more than 2.5 feet between the pipe and the dirt and the driving surface. If you get anything less than that, you're going to break the pipe. But it stated that, and it's red. And I try to impact on them. And some of the young people don't even know how to fold plans. Seriously. You know how to fold plans? They use a fold them like this. Roll them. Well, you don't roll all plans, you don't roll them. Because there are some plans you don't roll, you fold them. So that when you hand it to somebody, the first thing the person see is the designer and the company and things like that. Right on top, but there's a way that you can do it so you can get it. They didn't know that. I have to show them. I'm saying all of these things because I want to know it. No. But there are people in Liberia, young Liberians, educated, that need these kinds of knowledge. And they're not going to get them if we all just continue to condemn each other. And so let me go back to the president's last statement. And I too want to say to like many Liberians, even here in the diaspora, when you start saying something critical of the government or critical of the opposition and whatever, they start insulting you. And some of us have to grow elephant skin. I call myself elephant skin blaku. Your cuss can't do nothing to me. But why should I have to put myself through this kinds of stuff? Don't I have the right to criticize? Don't I have the right? I'm not insulting anybody. Don't I have the right to see something different than the way you see it? Must we all see the same thing the way you see it? Then that's not reality. You must have the patience to allow me to criticize freely. And you can rebuttal whatever that I'm criticizing. You can say, no, disabuse me or disabuse the audience. But when you come out, you insult. Where do we go from there? Nowhere. This coming election is very important. What are you going to keep the present government in power? It's up to you. I can come here and I will continue to do that, but I will do it with responsibility and with respect. However, don't expect me to agree with you on everything. Why I'm going to disagree with you? I must do so with respect. That's human nature. That's how it's supposed to be. But look at our Liberian politicians when they're ready to cuss each other in a house of small boys, I call it House of Representatives. When they're ready to cuss each other, as though is that what they're in there for? But that's what we have. But I just want to say this here to the young people. Your life is in your hands. If you allow people to use you because they want your vote, tell me now. Those of you that get Chigisu to, they get cup of right to, you see them bringing cup of right and Chigisu again? They will not bring it again until the next election. But in the meantime, they're getting paid monthly. And they're going to support their children every day until that child, he or she, have gotten to a certain position. And when anything, what they do, they save the money for their children as well. That's not your money. So say the person is so generous, so good. You think that person have money to support the entire county youth, to send all of the youth in our county, to send them to school? No. However, if you elect somebody who will come to you and not giving you a cup of rice, or not giving you baby tub, or not giving you chicken soup or oil, and trying to tell you ideas. Listen. One thing my mom used to say, your behavior, you can't hide your behavior long. When you leave from Town, she would say, Samson, because I used to play drum those days. So when you leave from here, I'm telling you to take by, hey man, not take by, you take by here. And you're getting younger. You take by here. When you leave from here, you go play drum. They see where you behaving here, you get it, oh, I'm not take by. Then you're not take by, and what God damn smell is, oh, Samson, we don't want you to give. I started thinking about it. But that's something. And she said it. Your ways in you can't hide it for long. It will come up. So what do? They come and give you a cup of rice and this and that for you to vote for them. But because they have nothing to offer whatsoever, they get in the Senate, they get in the representative, and you don't even hear about them. When was the last time that you heard people truly debating a bill? Or when was the last time? I'm not talking about us here in the diaspora, forget about us. But you at LU, when was the last time that you got in a group of students got invited to the Senate, because the Senate is getting ready to pass a bill that will affect the future of the young people, and they're asking you as senior student at LU to come and listen and have a debate on this issue? When was the last time? When was the last time? They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. And these same representative and senator, they used to be senior student at LU. And they will fight when they were there for them to be recognized. But when it's your turn, they don't want you to say anything. And these are people you're going to continue to put in offices. So the president is telling us here, and I'll be taking a call now. The president is telling us here that this coming election, we have to be mindful. Every one of us that are going to be involved, we have to be mindful not to incite violence. But then the question to the president here is, fine, on the opposition side, I hope they will be able to control their people as well. But how can I be so much focused on the opposition when we saw then the June 7 demonstration? Now one person's fingernail got cut. And we saw the July 26th, because people went over there to demonstrate against the government. They got brutalized. They're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same. Even Koluba, who is the rough edge, who has a very, very rough edges. Not once have you heard Koluba slapping somebody in the street of Monrovia. I've not heard that. Maybe I did, but I have not heard that. But we have Jefferson Kochi, who I truly, truly love as well. It's a young person. I love him. I wish he would change his position, because Jefferson Kochi, in a not so long distant future, that he would meet people like Cameron Costa face to face, and they would defeat him just based on ideas. Those, when the time comes, even the CDC you see today, South, that South going to go away. It will go away. Intellectual mind will come to play. Now, that Sonoma George going to tell people, say, you're giving a position, people are going to disappear. What kind of behavior? They're not going to be existing in CDC. The sedition, the sophisticated sedition that you will see, not the red beret, you will see educated, highly sophisticated. They're the one going to be. And what was Jefferson Kochi doing at the time? Who will meet you with blood. Yes. Again, Jefferson Kochi, again, unacceptable. So I'm just saying all of these things here tonight, my brothers and sisters. The president is our president. He has done and I feel bad for him. Because right now, the president, to be honest with you, I want to believe truly that he has recognized that he has recognized how challenging this position is. And I tried to show you the 2018 and today speech. He also have evolved. And here's one last thing I want to put out there. The removal of McGill other days, how do you call it? This line, this number line. You know, in math, they got what they call number line, and I'm not a mathematician. I think Sensei can help me on that. But you got a line from this side, from 0, negative, and negative, negative. From here, from 0, positive, positive, positive. So McGill was, okay, Dr. WEAH was at 10. McGill was 9.5 on the positive side. But he has been demoted all the way to negative 9.5. In fact, he's 10 now, negative 10. So the space in between now, Liberians, many of you that are in position, that were under the pressure from Minister McGill, I want to believe. It's time now for you to show yourself that you are a good human being. Because with McGill, and I know many of these things, I know some of them. With Minister McGill, when all over, people were not able to move around. Let me just give you an example, and I'll go in the area that I'm much versed in. What Minister McGill, he's not an engineer. What is he doing? Public work to do what? What was he visiting Mabutu for? To do what? What is he going to do there? He's not in the financing business. What is he over there for? If Minister Mabutu have issue in terms of facing what the president policy, what Minister Mabutu can't go to the president and have that explained to them. Let me put a number up. Samson told LeBron Pablito, I want to thank all of you again. I think I should have my number here. Let me see if I still have the number here. I should. Okay, right there. Okay. All right. So let me give me a call here. Give me a call 916-533-2048. Give me a call and tell me what am I saying here that it must begin something else. But anyhow, I still love him. And I thank you, I will eat. Okay, and I thank you will eat. I don't know where you will eat. Give me a call, Samson told LeBron Pablito.
Righteous Van Dyke. Baby, this year you're not called any baby a poor. Opinim no send kete wabem puamu. So we yes ubontini this year. I see you not sebu from baby.
Are you calling to make comment or do you want me to call you back? Do I call you back?
No, yeah, call me back.
Okay. All right, Samson told. Let me start the music over.
Righteous Van Dyke. Baby, this year you're not called any baby a poor. Opinim no send kete wabem puamu.
Give me a call if you don't agree with me. Give me a call. Give me a call if you don't agree with me. Give me a call if you don't agree with me. If you agree with me, give me a call as well. Samson told LeBron Pablito, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Mr. Toll, this is Ambassador Roosevelt. I'm calling from the state of Wisconsin. How are you tonight?
Good evening. Good evening. Soon to be representative. Good evening to you as well.
I'm okay. Yes, I've been following your programs. Looking, I just want a little bit make my contribution.
Please.
Thank you so much. I think it is good to critique your leader, but at the same time, you have to sometimes point out wherever you think he made good or whosoever the person might be. did good in it. You're supposed to point out, for all what you did tonight was just to point out some places that you believe that he made some error and all of that. But you did not tell or anything besides that any good that he did, that at least some of all that listen to you could say, okay, yes, maybe you want to see this, but this part, he did it. So that was just my concern. As supporter of this government and also member of the ruling party, I think.
But Almodan, you
yeah.
mind if I push you a little bit? Yeah.
Go ahead. That's what I call.
So maybe you were not listening to everything that was stated. Some other area I gave him B plus. I mean A minus, because I thought he was doing. I'm not one of those who will not praise the president when he has done something wrong. I mean something right. And most of the time, and I'm just having this conversation with you because I believe in you being a straightforward person. And so when people like that say something that is a very serious nature, then we take it seriously. But the point that I'm trying to make here is I've always stated this, and I will continue to say, what I'm not going to do is to be a praise singer. I'm not going to do that. But as far as I'm concerned, I believe the president have a good heart, and I stated that during the war, when many people were damaging that country, he was there really trying to build it. I stated that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I also believe that the president has having been up. I mean, if you saw my video, I was showing you 2018 picture of him, video of him, and 2022 video of him, how he has evolved in terms of his movement, how he has matured greatly. So what I'm not going to do is to be a praise singer. Okay. So another thing that I truly believe is that the president has some policy that I might not agree with. Many of them I don't agree with, but I think he has policy. But those who are responsible to implement those policies are not doing it correctly, and some of them not even doing it. And that's what I come down. But go ahead and finish your statement. I just want to make that clarity.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Thank you. I think it is true. I was not watching the video 2 hours. I was back and forth. So I may not have seen the part where you were talking about the good side or what he did. And it is good. And I watched what you were doing and showing the video from way back. It's whosoever you are as a public speaker, when you continue to speak among people, you continue to improve. And that's what I saw today. The president had made great improvement. He was really good. And he was focusing, looking at the audience, and at the same time reading. It was really good. But besides that, I think one of the good things again that he did today, that I think giving him credit over all the other leaders, most of the leaders that came from Africa, is that Liberian. I want to say we are good people. We did really, really good today. That we did not see any opposition or anybody protesting, even if that one person. We did not see that person from Liberia standing with placard to protest in whatever way they might be thinking. So I believe that our country is going good. A lot of Liberians are getting to know that where we are going. I think we will be proceeding the right way, even though things will not be 100% as people may expect. No government will be 100%, like I always told people. But at least for where we are right now, the road connectivity, when you go to Nima County right now, between Ganta and Secretary, this is where my little town is. We will soon be able to receive quota for the very first time in our life, where we are being in our place, we were born there. So those are great improvements that we are seeing, a benefit that we are seeing in a country, whether you are part of this government, you are not. I think you're supposed to be happy about that. And we're supposed to gain the benefit of the doubt, at least to be able to complete what he has started to do. That's what we know. Opposition will always be opposition. People will not 100% agree, but we will try to make sure that we inform people on some of those things that are happening around. I'm one of those, even being a member of this party, that when bad things going, I want to reassure our people that we have to tell Liberian people that we fix it. We should take responsibility on some of those things to fix it. And the whole thing today, I think President WEAH made a case. He made a case for the Liberian people. And one of the things I enjoyed that he reassured the public that the election coming will be free and fair, and he will make sure that everything be safe, the people be safe. So those are some of the great things that we listen to him today, telling the world that everybody should relax, nobody should be panicking about the election coming. So we all should be happy about that. Let President come and say, yes, the election will be good. We'll make sure we guide everybody, let everybody go at least to exercise their constitutional right. I think that's one of the good things.
Are you still thinking about going to the race, or have you made up your mind completely that you're going to go?
No, I'm contesting. But December, by God, I'll be moving finally to go down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm contesting. Yeah. So, and again, for him to have the opportunity to speak to Liberia, to have town hall meeting with them today, it was also good. Because those
I've been looking for that video, but I hope to get it, and then I will dissect it.
If you want, I can share it with you. That's a great way. Most of the supporters of leaders, that's how they do to motivate their people. Even people paying their way, leaving from far places, going to that place to welcome him, for him to be able to sit with them to talk. It was remarkable. I think he tried to understand the kind of WEAH that we know, that's the true WEAH that he exhibited today, to sit down with Liberians that came from all over to welcome him to come and be part of the program. For him to sit down with them, it was good. I think the opposition, they were saying that he will not do that right after his speech. He will be leaving, getting on plane to go. And those are the kind of rumors they were just spreading all around. But we didn't see that happening. So he did extremely well to make sure to sit down with his supporter. It can motivate people, whoever you are. Whether you are in opposition, your leader is supposed to always do that, to sit with you, encourage you, and that can create more motivation for people.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Something Mr. Toast. For this show, it's good. We will not compare everybody to be on the same side. You guys too there, it's okay. Sometimes you'll come with some point that you'll see. Other people too there, they want to know. That more especially with the work that they call media work is good. To analyze things and not just one always trying to say, oh, everything is good. You have to have people who will analyze. So for me, and I again, anybody when I see you saying those kind of things, that you're right to do that too, let people understand what is going on. So thank you so much. We'll still be here, and you guys are welcome for you guys to join the president for the second term, at least so that we can give him the opportunity to complete most of the work that he started in Liberia. He's doing extremely well. There are some folks, few people who just trying to support him, and it will always happen like that, But we can't blame him. Most of the people he trusted them, he wanted to give them opportunity to serve their people, but then they went on the extreme, and then you cannot do anything. For example, if you over there, I get something tomorrow, I know you, I want to bring you closer to start doing something. I don't know your way, what you want to do. The opportunity, everybody looking for opportunity to serve, but you have to serve in a way that you will put yourself up there that tomorrow people will give you, they will recommend you for what you've been doing. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be part of it.
Thank you.
Presenting extremely well tonight, in fact, today. Thank you.
Thank you. I feel that, guys, as well. Okay, folks, give me a call, Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I will come back later on once I get to a certain meeting here. Then I will come and talk about the opposition and what I believe they need to do. But let me play this music. This is a wonderful music as far as I'm concerned.
Righteous Van Dyke. Baby, this year you're not called any baby a poor. Opinim no send kete wa bempuamu. So we yesu bontini this year. Esi oyi na sebo fan baby I'm a for bulesi ofunai. Esi osusani. Esi obi aya ne friends banyemu. Number my do is sabre. Na sensi oyi.
Amos George, please give me a call. Amos George, please give me a call.
Seni fenti na mafo kunyansi ofunu yana mafo susu se enem baby ya enko bonsi obiamu isu etintia ebeka bonsi bontimu na so dress bontimu so esu bontile de se kontro Sisu awe yesu wantene this year. Esio yina se bufa.
Okay, let me wrap this up. Let me wrap it up. As far as I'm concerned, let me wrap it up. You can call me anytime, and I will stop what I'm saying, and then you can finish and make a statement. But this is what I want to say to the opposition. This is what I want to say before I close up here tonight. Linda Boyd, the intellectual lady over there in Liberia, she made a statement on front page the other day. It was an article about her. Opposition. And I've been saying that here on this platform here for a very long time. For a very long time. And I will repeat that here again tonight. If any of you, and let me call him, that's how I call him. That's my language. Dr. Bakar, Honorable Cummings, Councillor Gungler, and any other person on the opposition side. If you guys think, if you guys believe that you will be able to defeat this president as single-handedly, you're kidding yourself. Look what happened. What happened? So what's going on? Okay, but anyhow, okay, let me go on. So the same CDC mentality they have back there in Liberia is the same thing here. Look out, on a very serious note. I'm jealous of sedition. Let me just be frank with you. I'm jealous of them. Some of them got some bad behavior. I call them tiny sedition. But overall, I'm very jealous of them. These people, the same way back home. When sedition, when Monuba Manu said tomorrow, I want all sedition. This is a t-shirt. I want all of you to wear the t-shirt tomorrow. They're not coming back to Monuba Manu and say, give her t-shirt. They will find their own money, buy their own t-shirt, print it the way it's supposed to be, and wear it. That's CDC. Sedition are very committed. We all know this. If they are for something, they will be for it. I'm giving an example here. Look how these people want to meet the president today. Charter buses. I don't know if the money came from Liberia, which I don't believe that. Because I know some of the people that went over there, I know them. They will not take money coming from Monrovia. I know these people. But they went over there today in huge number. And look at the kind of way they were behaving in front of in New York, on the street of New York. That if you think you will be single-handedly. So the little boy, and I've been saying this here, the behavior of the opposition is ridiculous. The behavior of the opposition is ridiculous. They are unable to put themselves below Liberia. And these are the people, they didn't even take office yet. They're putting themselves above Liberia. All of them. I say so. I say so. When they came together, when CPP or holding, they flogged CDC in Mozarado County. Who has done that before? Without unity, you think you're able to take CDC down in Mozarado County? You saw what Ambassador WEAH did in Mozarado County against the president's son, the sitting president's son in Mozarado County. They own Mozarado County. But because of the unity, you were able to come together, unite, and able to explore the weakness of CDC, say they own Mozarado County. And when you saw that, you think one of your, where you going? Where you going? Dr. Baka, you alone will not be able to defeat Dr. WEAH. Honorable Cummings, you alone will not be able to defeat Dr. Weah. Councillor Gonglo, you alone will, as smart as you, as much as I like you, you alone will not defeat Dr. Weah. You all need to put Liberia first. Many of you, Councillor Gonglo, for goodness sake, you have always put Liberia first. That's what you are. That's what you do. In everything that you have done that I'm aware of in terms of national issue, you will always put Liberia first. Even when you were at a school, young man, you went back to teach. You always put Liberia first. Now you can't. What's going on? So what will happen if any of you say, you know what, let's get together? This price, you'll come together and you'll decide who's going to go first. If Dr. Baka say, I want to go first, let him give you the reason. And you'll have this meeting publicly. Because the voter need to know who's making mistake. Who's making the mistake? So that person can be punished during election. If that person refuse to put Liberia first, then the person will be asked that will Liberian people will be ready to punish that person. But we don't know. All we know is, oh, come in finger paper. Oh, Dr. Baka here, he say he will not anything other than being president. He want nothing else. Councillor Gonglo say he here to come be second to it. When y'all will put this thing together, when you fool around and CDC put their foot down and started planting, finito. Sedition, they got money now. They got money. And many of you running, you ain't got fast and yellow myself. CDC got money. And to run, what I hear in the United States or any part of the world, to run campaign, that money. Not necessarily bribing, but CDC is good at that as well. That I can say. So if you don't come together, you heard the lady say you put Liberia first. Put yourself together. Yeah. I wish I was involved with the opposition. But here's the interesting thing. The young people that are supporting the opposition, they're all greedy people. They're all, you know what they want? They're not there for Liberia. The same position Jefferson Koji will have it, that's what they want. The same position McGill will have it, that's what many of them want. So they will steal. I say so, just so that they can steal. I say so. Because they want to put Liberia first. And they do it the way it's supposed to be done. And once the election is over, that the opposition got control and win the election, the stealing will not happen. Let me say again, and many of you will start calling me name now, but please enjoy yourself. Let me say again, Cummings and Gonglo will not allow Dr. Bakai to say, oh, you forgive this person. They will not do it. If Samson told get in there and steal, they will say, Dr. Bakai, let Samson told face the music. Their presence within the opposition will force Dr. Bakai to make sure people get punished if you steal. Here's the interesting thing here, and let me open my big mouth here again tonight. The Musa ability, the Benela Ure, if these people come together and they think they're going to maneuver their way, it will not happen. And so many of these people will make sure that the people don't come together. Then when you thought they start defending themselves. And nobody taking you to go. What are you defending yourself for? Yeah, there we go. Listen to Ambassador. We collected our own money for this program, Mr. Toll. I purchased my own T-shirt as well. They do that in Monreal. They're doing that here. They're showing you here. But when Dr. Baka came here the other day, How many people you saw going where to go meeting? When you're flying from place to place, and you come to your place, you don't want to go to the other place. CDC and sedition, they don't do that. If Dr. Weah were to leave and go to Minnesota, sedition in Philadelphia, sedition all over, will pay their own way to go there. And because of that kind of behavior, they will continue to flock us. If we don't come together, they will flock us. I'm not hiding anything. You're going to continue to sit down here and preach the law. They will flock us. So when they flock us, and then when you going, then when I tell you, start going back to your own position. And that's what Lena Bo was saying the other day. Come together and help us. The voters themselves, you saw what they did in Mosserado County. They're still there. The frustration level among the sedition in Liberia is still high. But they will not leave Dr. Weah to come to one person. They will not do it. They will not do it. No way. No way. Dr. Weah will flock you. He will beat you. Like Samson told you, use a big drum. Or like one of the people he said, I will beat the rope. I will beat the road. You know, in Crown, when they say somebody constructing road construction, they say in Crown. And in real Crown language, they say, I will beat the road. On babla. So it's on a very serious note. And they think about it, the difficult part on this, as far as the opposition is concerned, they got too many intellectuals. And when you see, this is where my own intellectual system is a little bit different. I don't mind getting them out here. And I don't mind getting them out here, I will be stupid. Because I know who I am. Do you believe or engineer Samson to working for the state of California doing road? You think I'm stupid? But when I get my, you say, because that's the only, we all cannot be one thing at the same time. Somebody must be willing to be stupid sometimes, so that we will move this ball to the next level. But when we all come in there, we're all intelligent, we're all Albert Einstein, where are we going to go? Nowhere. Nowhere. And Dr. Weah will come back and flock us again. I can sit down here. I started already. You saw me doing the video. I got many of those videos. I'm going to be playing them. I can sit there and talk all I want to talk. As long as you're not together for nothing. Like you're occupying space. It's very sad. It's very sad for opposition to not recognize what is happening in that country. Kumi o, Armo Kumi. As smart as you are, you alone, you can't be where we are. It's not happening. No way. No way. And you saw that one begin, you were crawling on the day, Ambassador Weah become president. I will crawl from here. You crawl. You don't even see me against that. But this is what's going to happen. Here's the thing you're counting on, and I keep saying it's not going to work. All of you want to go against Ambassador Dr. Weah, Dr. Weah, Honorable, His Excellency. I better be careful here because when I go to Liberia, I want to see this channel beam you. I will call it right title. His Excellency Dr. Weah. That's how they call him. Dr. Weah. I don't know what the other doctor, what the other one, but anyway, that's how they call him. That respect. May I come to the cinema? I said Dr. Weah. So, but anyway, let me go on with this. So, the issue here is this, and the opposition, hey, I feel bad for you. You saw what happened with June 7. When you are together, nothing can stop you. And the sad thing, Omokumi is very versed with that kind of knowledge. Unity, success is there. He knows it. Dr. Baka is very, very versed with that knowledge. Unity, success is there. Councillor Ganglo knows about it. These are people that read all the time. Highly educated. They know. They have read other people's books, other politicians all over the world, how they become successful. These people know. But when it comes to us, if some of them, when you talk to them, you know what they tell you? I'm not going to come to this position here to say out of the gate, I want to be second. Well, you know you want to be second, but you don't want to do it out of the gate. But in front of the gate, inside the gate, you want to go second. What's the difference? Then you're not being sincere. Simple as that. None of you, not one person. If your thing says Dr. WEAH is weak, I laugh. First thing is first thing. The man used to play football. He knows strategy. Your thing say you will be the man because the sanction coming, even he unsanctioned. He's the president of the Republic of Liberia. And how many Liberian youth Liberian that love this president will listen to sanction business? The only way you'll be able to dislodge this president out of this position, unity, come together. Because if you come together, whatever little 2-3% you're going to get from here and there, you'll put it together, you will make a dent into his voter registration or whatever he has on his side. But you'll say you're going one at a time. That pepper soup the crew ball girl. You think that's small thing? That pepper soup the crew ball girl. You think that small thing? You come together on a very serious note. What you guys did here was bad. This is what I call intellectual dishonesty. You people came together and fooled the Liberian people. Some sedition publicly were here disowning their CDC banner, disowning their CDC mattress, they're disowning their CDC, whatever they put together, because they're hurting also. And then out of a setting, once somebody recognized that this thing is bound to be successful, woo, they put a hole in it. Somebody finger in document. So it comes to even finger document. You can't settle it among yourself. You have to go to court. What Dr. Baka is going to be called to be testifying. The only thing that bless you, and you'll stay running here as opposition. The only thing that bless you, CDC use those publications on effectively, because the CDC were to take those things and start running with it. The Costa can run with things. You don't even got position, let alone opposition. Some of y'all will be starting your feeling running away, coming back to the United States. But the CDC didn't use those things effectively. That's why you're calling your opposition. You'll come together. Other than that, forget it. This is Samson told Liberian Public Radio. We'll be here tomorrow. Mr. So is also going to be here. And I want to thank all of you again tonight for tuning into Liberian Public Radio. We'll do what we can. Yeah. Sometimes I look at it, I need to get out of here, but sometimes when you look at the opposition, you just feel sorry for yourself. Just feel sorry for yourself. But let me tell you, they think got drafted. So if Dr. WEAH and people win and they feel that I can contribute, they call me, I'll go. I'm not staying behind for people who don't want to support, who don't want to come together. I'm not gonna fool myself. I don't want no money business, not money business I'm talking about. But if I can do something in Grand County, I can do something in Grand County, and then because of opposition who are not even together, the result of it, they got no position. Then I'm gonna come wait for them. You'll sit down there. You'll sit down there. Guy, your thing you're doing. Yeah, another funny thing just happened recently. Amar Kone, when you are Minister of Finance, no role, so the role in Babylon at that time. Liberian, you got to be careful. Amar Kone is a good leader. I have no question about it. But for you to come now and say, I will build your role before election, What's the difference? What's is that? That's not what it consider pro quo. What is this? I give you, you give me. I'm not gonna kind of thing shouldn't be coming from you, man. This is unacceptable. You're too high. You're too good for that. You're very too good for that. For you, for that kind of thing to come up. Anyway, let me leave you as that. I want to thank all of you and say good night. Good night to all of you. Thank you very much for your support. We respect that and we say thank you. Thank you very much. Samson to LIBERIA Radio. I want to thank you and I say good night to you as well. Good night, folks. Oh, woo, I forgot. What? Yeah, Samson, you're lucky. You still got brain. Because you are not going to make the announcement. That door, you're going to close the door. Oh, no one want my son came out here. Apparently, the man was watching and the man is here. I was going to be kicked out of that. Forget couch. I was not even going to sleep on the couch. I was going to be sleeping in the garage floor, on the garage floor tonight. Honey, happy birthday. Your thing is stupid. I'm going to talk about LIBERIA business and forget my own thing. Hey, honey, happy birthday. I love you. I'm coming. Your thing is stupid. We're not stupid here. That means I'm camping for you for me to forget my wife. No, I'm very serious, honey. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. 22 years since. That's not bad. We got another 22 to go. Anyway, 22 to 40 more to go. So happy birthday. All right, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Radio. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Good night, folks.
Righteous Van Dyke. Baby, this year you're not called on it, baby. Opinion no sani kete wa bempuamu. So we yesu bontini this year. Esi oyi na sebo fan baby. I'm a for bulensi ofunai. Esi osu sani. Esi obi a yande friends obanyemu. Number me do esu sabre. Na sensi oyi ya nebebu ofantene ne finance yesu inside. Seni fenti na mafogu nyansi ofunu. Yana mafo so se enen baby ya enko bonsi obiamu. Isu etintia ebeka bonsi bontimu. Na so dress bontimu so esu bontile desi kon. Susu awe esu bontile desi yo. Esi yo yina se bufa baby na mafo bunesi ofunai. Afternoon what day in your summer? And your son don't come away in your summer. Yes, you don't know best. There was some said that cono, but the because it just so I'm a be at Tobio, and in theory, I see more Peter West. No, be better be on an antium, be better be on a casemo. And no be to the beer. I be a Sikawaya on the Libyan. And Tiania Simotano, a Grahudra. All down your dopano, so the for the concession solo. That's how I say for Belcosiana, so Jim. And Tiano many, and there will be bitty, and only penny I said, on no background. I saw no kind, good year, Yaseme. Yasem Shamina Nado Fui, Yaseme. Yasem Shan Creamy, Yaseme. Yasem Shakra Boy, Yaseme. Yasem Shan to my gear, Yaseme. Yawasi don't want no best, Yasem said Okono. Or the because he just so will be at Tobio. And it's here, yes, he will be the West, no. Adieu, Sube, oh, this.